What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Eagles fans, a lot to get into today. The schedule has been released. So we got to go down game by game and talk about that. I got my flag on today because I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good about what I feel like we're going to accomplish this season, what I feel like we're going to accomplish this year. But I don't want to waste any time. I want to get right into it. So let's do that. Let's get right to it. Eagles fans, it's your boy AJ2K here, back with another episode of AJ2K Radio. As stated before, the schedule has been released. It is out. It is here. So we got to talk about it. But first, I want to talk about something else really quickly before I get into that schedule. And that's this boy, James Bradbury. Now, listen, I feel like this is a move we need to make. I feel like this is a move we need to make. I feel like this is a move that'll put us in contention for an NFC Championship appearance, maybe even a Super Bowl appearance. Now, if you look around the NFC, you see the NFC kind of stacking up a little bit, just a little bit. I'm really noticing the Saints and what they doing. Don't want to spend a lot of time talking about them, but I like the offseason moves they making. They got that boy Chris Olave in the draft. They went out and got Juice Landry from the Browns. So I like what they're doing at receiver. Obviously, Michael Thomas is supposed to be coming back this year. We'll see what happens with that. So I like what they're doing. Obviously, the Packers will be there. You know, the Packers with Aaron Rodgers, even though Devontae Adams is not there, they will be there. Obviously, the Rams, the defending Super Bowl champion Rams, they will be there. They still have Cooper Kupp. They don't have Odell at the moment anymore, but they got Allen Robinson. So we need secondary help if we're gonna contend with the heavy hitters in the NFC. That's just simple. Even in our division, you know, Carson Wentz is here now. He can fling the football a little bit. Dak can fling the football a little bit. You know, we need a CB2. How we need to make this move? He need to make this happen. Any means necessary. Pay the man we're looking for. Pay him what we can afford. Talk him into coming out here. Whatever you need to do. Get James Bradbury to Philly. I think that sets us up great. I was hearing when that we didn't make a trade. Come draft day. We were looking at getting Chark from the Ravens, and I don't know, it fell through. I heard Rager was involved. I don't know how a trade with Rager falls through. I just don't know, but it fell through. And so we didn't go get a safety. Obviously, we didn't draft one. We didn't trade for one. We got this cornerback that's available. I think we need to make that move. I don't think there needs to be a lot of time wasted. He had kind of a down year this past year. The year before that, he was a Pro Bowl caliber cornerback, you know. And so I think that, you know, in the right system, with the right schemes, with the right players around them, with the right coaching, which I believe we have, especially with our defensive front being able to get to the passer this year, which is going to make it easier on our secondary. I think James Bradbury is the perfect fit to go alongside Darius Slay at corner. And at the end of the day, we know he gonna get targeted a good amount because nobody trying to throw at Darius Slay all game long. And he's going to be tasked. We're asking James Bradbury to guard the number 2 receiver on every team. Not the best receiver, the number 2 on every team. Every now and then you probably see the best receiver if he lines up on your side of the field. But that's about it. We asking you to see the second best receiver on every team. When James Bradbury is used to holding defense or guarding the best receiver on every team. He's used to being CB1. So now coming in at CB2, I mean, that's a problem. That's a problem that opposing teams will have to deal with. And that's an advantage that we will have in our secondary. An advantage I believe that we need. Again, our pass rush will get home this year. The pass rush will be serious. But when we can't get home, we need a secondary that can cover. And right now, we got gaping holes in our secondary. I think this is how you address corner. And then after you address the cornerback situation, I might chill on safety. That's just me. I might see what Epps got. I might see what Harris got for another year. I might see what Kayvon Wallace got for a year. You know, because I'm dependent on my defensive front and that pass rush, and because I'm dependent on my secondary to go out there and make plays, which I believe they will. Now, Philadelphia Eagles schedule. Got to get to it. Got to talk about it. Because as we all know, the NFC East, has the easiest schedules right now. We got the easiest schedules. I think the Cowboys got the easiest. I think the Cowboys and the Giants, I believe, have the easiest. And then it's us, and I think Washington. I can't remember the exact order, but I know the NFC East has the easiest schedules of every team in the league. And so with that being said, um, we got some distinct advantages this year. I'm looking at a 12-13 win team this year. That's what I see. That's how I feel. We go out there and handle our business. I can't see us losing to these teams, to a lot of these teams. Week 1, I see us handling the Lions. I do like what they did in the draft. They got that boy Jamison Williams, but I think we handled them. Week 2, prime time, Kirk Cousins, prime time. I don't see us losing to Kirk Cousins come prime time, especially in Philly season opener. I think we'll be able to get to him, rattle him in the pocket, and that'll be that. That's another dub. The Commanders, first game against the Commanders. I see us sweeping the Commanders, honestly. I like Carson. I got no ill will against Carson, but I just don't think Carson is built for the moment to play against Philadelphia. I just don't, especially with our pass rush. This is going to be a recurring thing for me. This is going to be a recurring topic for me. I really believe our pass rush is going to be a huge factor in winning football games this year. It was non-existent last year. This year it will be existent. And these quarterbacks that can't really move that well, they're going to have to deal with that. Even them quarterbacks that can move really well in the pocket and scramble outside of the pocket, they're going to have to deal with that. They're going to have to deal with that. And as long as Gannon not playing 20 yards off of our receivers, we're going to make a lot of stops and we're going to make a lot of plays, especially against a guy like Carson, who we know is good for fumbling and throwing interceptions and just doing goofy stuff on the football field. We know how Carson is, so that's a dub. Moving on to Jacksonville. I think we get a win against Jacksonville too. We're going up against our old head coach, Doug Peterson. A lot of respect for him. Honestly, no shots at Sirianni, but I think he'd do wonders with this offense right now. Doug Peterson, that is. But I think we find a way to beat them. I just don't think they're ready yet. I think they're probably a year away from competing with us. But I think it'll be a good game. I think it'll be the most competitive game of all the games we'll play leading up to that moment. Week 5, we got the Cardinals. I think this is where we take our first L. I think Kyler Murray gets the best of our defense. I know that D-Hop won't be there, but I still expect him to Kyler Murray to come out and have a solid game against us. I think we lose that game. First game in Dallas, or first game against Dallas. This is in Philadelphia. All the green is in Philadelphia. All the like tan or grayed out color or whatever it is. Gray. That's really. I'm not colorblind. It sounds like I am, but I'm not. All the gray is away games. So first game against Dallas, I think we split the season series with Dallas, but in Philly, Sunday night, October 16th, dub. We handled Dallas. I wouldn't be surprised if we swept Dallas this year, because I think Dallas takes a step back, losing Amari Cooper, losing Cedric Wilson, losing, I forget what, they lost somebody on the defensive line that was a factor too. Their offensive line is getting old. They just went out and drafted a guy who's they literally called him a penalty waiting to happen. So I think that that's all I need to know about, bro, that they drafted on their offensive line. I think we handled them. What's that, week 6? Then we got our bye week. So I got us going into our bye week 5-1. I like that start. I like where we stand. Coming out of our bye week, we got the Steelers. That's going to be a tough game even at home. It's going to be a tough game even at home. And I say that because the Pittsburgh Steelers have Mike Tomlin. Yes, they have a rookie head coach, a rookie quarterback that's actually from Pittsburgh, or at least played for Pittsburgh in college. But they're going to be a problem because Mike Tomlin is just that dude, and Mike Tomlin finds ways to get his team riled up. He finds ways to get his team ready to play, and I think they'll be ready to play in Philly. I think that we get this win, but I think it will be extremely tough. Extremely tough. So we're looking at what's that, 6-1? Next Thursday night football, Texans. That's a dub. It shouldn't even be discussed. It shouldn't be. We shouldn't have anything to worry about there. If we're the team that we're supposed to be, we'll handle the Texans no problem. Then we got the Commanders again. As I stated before, I think we sweep the Commanders. This is Monday night. This is in Philly. Carson really not ready for that moment. I think we sweep the Commanders. Then we go on to play the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts, I like what they did this offseason. I'm not gonna lie. I like what they did this offseason. The addition of Matt Ryan, I think, is going to help that offense out quite a bit. Their defense has always been pretty solid the last couple years. They still got Jonathan Taylor. They still got a great offensive line. I think we take a loss here. I think we take a loss there to the Cardinals. Then you got the Green Bay Packers coming up Sunday Night Football. That's also going to be a tough game. I'm on the fence with this one. It's almost like I got to see the Packers play without Devontae Adams. But with all due respect to my team, I look at Aaron Rodgers and I just say Aaron Rodgers is that dude. He's just that dude. So I think Aaron Rodgers finds a way to get a win and a close one in Philly. But if we see them in the playoffs, we'll knock their butt out. So I think we lose there. This Titans game is also going to be very interesting. I'm interested in seeing what Treylon Burks got. I'm a big fan of Treylon Burks. I was a fan of his before the draft. I'm still a fan of his. I think he'll be a big time impact player for the Titans. Will he be the perfect replacement for AJ Brown? I don't know yet, but it'll be a game where AJ Brown is going to be riled up to play. I think. Honestly, guys, I would not be shocked if the Eagles went on a 3-game losing streak here. And the reason why I say that is because, again, I liked what the coach did, Aaron Rodgers for Green Bay. And the Titans are tough. The Titans defense is good at creating turnovers, making stops. They have a lot of playoff experience. They have a lot of experience winning games. They really just lost AJ Brown, and even though that's a big loss, they still a team that you got to look out for. And Derrick Henry, he's just an issue. He's just an issue. He's tough to tackle. So I think we take a loss there as well. So ugly 3-game stretch there, but I think we'll be fine in the long run because we're going to handle the Giants. We're going to handle the Bears. We will probably lose that game right there to Dallas. It's in Dallas later on in the season, Christmas Eve. I think we beat the Saints, and I think we beat the Giants. The Saints will be a very interesting game at home, too, because, again, I like what they've done this offseason, but we have always handled the Saints since we had Jalen Hurts. I expect the same thing here. I don't care what they've done. I think we'll handle the Saints, especially with the game being played in Philly. Now, if this game was in NOLA, I might be a little nervous about it. But this game is in Philly. I expect us to go out there and handle business. So what is that? How many L's did I count? I got one to the Cardinals. I have 1 to the Colts. That's 2. 3 with the Packers. 4 with the Titans. And 5 with Dallas. I got us going 12-5. Let me just make sure that's right again one last time. That's a win. 1 loss, 2 losses, 3 losses, 4 losses. Okay, yep. 5. Yeah, I got us going 12-5. I think again, this schedule is very favorable. It's very favorable. I got us going 12-5. I might leave room in there for us to drop one more because you just never know. Every now and then the Eagles are good for dropping a random one. So 11-6 is probably more reasonable. I think 12-5. I think okay. So this is what I'll say. I think 11-6 is our floor. I think if we remain healthy and we handle our business and we play how we're supposed to play, I think the floor is 11-6. I think the ceiling is 13-4. I think they can win. I think they can sweep Dallas and go 13-4. I think they can maybe lose to Dallas, but maybe beat Green Bay without Devontae Adams. It's just, I don't know. I mean, I think it's possible. I think you can maybe lose both to Green Bay and to the Cowboys, but then maybe beat the Colts at home. I think there's going to be some games in here that shock us all, obviously, whether it be a win or a loss. But I think the ceiling is 13-5. I think the floor is 11-6, and I think reasonable. I think I'll put my money on 12-5 this year. Look, we got a squad. This is the most talent we've had on this roster for a while. Notice how I went from it's reasonable to be 11-6 to no, it's reasonable to be 12-5. I'm setting that standard high. We won 9 games last year. We made the postseason, and granted, we threw the last game of the season. We could have maybe won 10 games last year, but we threw the last game of the season to the Dallas Cowboys. And so, hey, the way I'm looking at this is when you go out and you add a Jordan Davis, when you go out and you add a Nicole Dean, when you go out and you add an AJ Brown, a Hassan Reddick, a Kaiser White, when you go out and you add these pieces and maybe a James Bradbury, I think that gets you 3 more wins, especially with a favorable schedule. Jalen Hurts takes another step, another year under Nick Sirianni's coaching, another year for that defense under Gannon, another year for Devontae Smith. We got players with chips on their shoulders like crazy. Miles Sanders. I know Boston Scott and Gainwell has one too. We know Nicole Dean got one for sliding all the way down to the third round. We know our starting quarterback has a chip on his shoulder. Been working out with Tom Brady this offseason. Look, the way I'm looking at this team this year, the way we have competed, the way we competed last year, combined with the offseason additions that we made this year, we are a team to be reckoned with. And us having 5 primetime games this year shows me that the rest of the league, the NFL, and the people who are in charge of making the schedule, they know what's good too. They know what's good too. So, Eagles fans, we got a lot to look forward to this upcoming season. We got a lot to look forward to. I wanted to drop an episode earlier. Actually, I had one recorded. And right when I got ready to drop it, I saw that, the schedules that was leaking was false. So I'm like, okay, well, let me not drop this. Let's just wait till the official schedule drops and then I can go from there. It's dropped. It's out. We here. We know where we need to be. We know who we play. We know when we play. We know how we play. Let's get it done. Let's get it done. I've never been more excited for a regular season in my life. I think the Eagles have a legitimate chance to compete, win some playoff games, get to an NFC championship game if the right moves are continuously made this offseason. Let's stay healthy and let's cheer our birds on. And that's really all I got to say. I think we can make some noise this year, and I think we will. 12-5 is what I'm going with. I'm not mad at 11-6 with a playoff win, but I'm looking at 12-5, maybe 13-4. That's how I'm feeling. If Jalen Hurts goes 11-6, 12-5, or 13-4, wins the division and wins at least one playoff game, I don't want to hear anything else about getting rid of Jalen Hurts. Not trying to hear it. Reason being is because he's already done more than Carson Wentz ever did for us, and we wanted Carson Wentz to stay so bad. We wanted Carson to stay so bad for whatever reason. Jalen Hurts comes in, fulfills that role, wins us a playoff game, wins us the division, maybe gets us to the NFC Championship. I don't want to hear nothing about getting rid of Hurts. But again, Hurts, he got a lot to prove this year. I will say that. So does Sirianni, that coaching staff. So does Miles Sanders. But we got all the pieces that we need. Now we just need to go out there and perform. Like I said, I still think, go out there and get James Bradbury. So not every piece, but just about every piece that we need. Go out there and get Bradbury, and let's go out here and compete this season. That's all I got for y'all today. Let me know what y'all think. How y'all feeling about the schedule, man? Let me know what y'all think. Like, subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment. How many wins do you see? Maybe you see 10. Maybe you see 11. Maybe you see, 4 or 5. Maybe you like, we're not going to be that good. We're going to be a bust. Maybe you say we go undefeated. Let me know in the comment section. Let me know how y'all feel about our season coming up. But for now, your boy is signing off. Thank you all for tuning in to another episode of AJ2K Radio.